Hey, movie buffs! Today we're bringing you a selection of the most intense, emotional, and provocative stories about forbidden feelings between teachers and students. These films are thought-provoking, empathetic, and will keep you on the edge of your seat until the very end. If you enjoy this kind of film, be sure to subscribe to the channel and like it so you don't miss new collections. Here we go. Molly Maxwell, a smart and sensitive high school student who feels like an outsider among her peers. She finds solace in literature and English classes, where she's inspired by a young and charismatic teacher. Their conversations about books and life gradually develop into emotional intimacy. Molly begins to confuse admiration with something deeper, and her feelings grow stronger. But with every step, she approaches a dangerous line, beyond which consequences await them both. The film shows how easily romantic dreams can collide with the harsh realities and rules of the adult world.
Good. That's great.
Hey.
You've been stalking me on Insta?
Black Island, 2021. After a devastating loss, Jonas moves to an island to finish school and start over. There, he meets a young teacher who notices his talent for writing and supports his aspirations to become an author. A trusting bond develops between them, filled with warm conversations and glances that speak louder than words. But secrets lurk behind the outward care, and the romantic atmosphere gradually turns into a tense game. Jonas realizes that not all feelings are as genuine as they seem at first glance. A Teacher, 2020. This series tells the story of a young teacher and her student who develop a dangerous emotional bond. It begins with support and friendly conversations, but gradually the boundaries blur. The main characters find themselves trapped by their own feelings and decisions, which affect not only their lives, but also those around them. The story is told from multiple perspectives, showing how one impulsive act can lead to a chain of serious consequences. Outside In, 2017. After years in prison, Chris returns to his hometown, where his past still haunts him at every turn. People view him with distrust, and only one woman, his former teacher, offers him a helping hand. She helps him find a job, adapt to his new life, and believe he still has a chance to start over. Their conversation gradually expands beyond simple mentorship. They share memories, regrets, and hopes for the future. Chris sees her not only as a teacher, but also as someone who truly believes in him. An emotional connection develops between them, which forces both to face difficult choices. The film explores how past and present intertwine and how feelings can become both salvation and a new challenge.
Oh my God. Tom, we can be friends.
1% More Humid, 2017. Iris is a young woman going through a difficult time after the loss of a loved one. She feels lost and unsure of where to go next. At university, she meets a professor who notices her interest in creativity and begins to support her desire to write and express her emotions through art. Their conversations about life, pain, and the search for meaning become increasingly personal. Iris begins to see him not only as a mentor, but also as someone who understands her inner world. A tension arises between them, filled with unspoken feelings and doubts. The film shows how vulnerability can bring people together, while simultaneously confronting them with moral dilemmas with no easy answers.
Hates you. At least I know it's not love.
Darling, 2015. A young woman heads to the big city in search of herself and her place in the world. She faces loneliness, new friendships, and difficult life lessons. During this time, she meets a man who becomes her mentor and guide through the world of adult decisions. Their relationship is built on trust and a mutual interest in life and dreams. He helps her believe in herself, and she sees him as a source of support and encouragement. Gradually, their connection becomes more personal, and the heroine begins to understand that not all relationships are simple and safe. The film tells a story about growing up, choices, and the price sometimes paid for strong feelings.
They have got to tell you this kind of thing before you move.
Mo, 2019. A teenager named Mo lives in a world where he struggles to find understanding. He feels isolated and often faces misunderstanding from those around him. At school, he meets a teacher who sees him as more than just a student and tries to help him discover his potential. Their relationship is built on trust and long conversations about life, fears, and dreams. Mo begins to see this man as not just a mentor, but someone much more significant. The film raises questions about boundaries, responsibility, and how easily caring can turn into something more complex and ambiguous. Gurov and Anna, 2014. A modern take on the classic story of feelings that arise in defiance of rules and expectations. A young woman meets her mentor in a world where every decision has consequences. Their conversation begins with business talk and advice, but gradually develops into a deep emotional connection. They discuss life, dreams, and the difficulty of pursuing one's desires without violating established norms. Their story unfolds against a backdrop of everyday worries and internal conflicts, where every step can change one's destiny. The film shows how powerful feelings can test one's character and principles. Amor Bandido, 2021. A romantic drama about a woman trying to leave her past behind and start a new life. A man appears along her path who becomes a mentor and a source of inspiration. He helps her believe in herself and her abilities, but their interactions gradually become more personal and emotional. Amid difficult circumstances and moral dilemmas, the characters are forced to choose between duty and feelings. The film is filled with an atmosphere of doubt, hope, and moments when one decision can change everything. The Freshly Cut Grass, 2024. The story revolves around a woman working in education who faces an internal crisis. She feels her life has reached a dead end and begins searching for new meaning in her work and personal relationships. A young student with whom she frequently interacts becomes a reflection of her own fears and desires. Their conversations about life, choices, and the future are filled with hidden tension and emotional depth. The film explores boundaries, responsibility, and the difficulty of balancing professional duty and personal feelings. So, here's our expanded list of 10 stories about the feelings that arise in a world where strict rules and expectations apply. These films show how one encounter can change your destiny, forcing you to consider your choices and the consequences of every step. If you enjoyed the selection, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which film resonated with you the most. See you in the next selection, and may cinema always inspire you to new discoveries.